Hi friends, it's Amanda and welcome to my Shimmers Paints education team video for today. Sharing with you a layout using our vibes, colourings and spritz colours today in those gorgeous blue, purple and pink tones. I start with a cut file from the Cut Shop. This one's called Heart and Soul, and you can see those gorgeous pictures of my darling girl, and they sort of inspired the colour scheme for today, so lots of pretty blues. Starting with Vibes Snow Way Man, you can see there's a lot of sediment in the bottom of my bottle, so always rolling your bottles. Be careful not to shake them as it can damage that nozzle. I'm being quite liberal. You can see I've got a lot of excess wasted paint underneath there, but there was a reason why, and we'll get to that a little later. Next side of my file, and I'm deciding, do I want to use the new colourings or not? But I decided to go ahead, and this one's called Ahoy Matey, and this colour is just gorgeous. What a stunning indigo blue. A real indigo, not a purple, a real black blue, and this is gorgeous. And you'll see it a little better as it dries, but that really deep colour. Beautiful. And coming in now with, this one's a spritz and it's called Walking on a Tight Heliotrope. It's a very, very pretty colour. And I'm just trying to manoeuvre around that cut file. And I think eventually I give up. It's too hard. Oh gosh, that colour's pretty, isn't it? And I think I decide to bring out a brush in a minute because it is just too tricky. But I sort of wanted to keep all my excess paint because I like the idea of the heart, and I sort of already in the back of my mind was thinking about adding some extra hearts onto the page. So I wanted to use up all those sort of spare leftover pieces of paper to, cut out some hearts with. So this colour is another spritz, and this one's Sapphire, and it's one of my favourites, all-time favourites that I cannot live without in my stash. This one never runs out because I continually order it. It's a gorgeous colour, really pretty. So just painting them on now and filling in that file, keeping it a little bit neater than it was perhaps with the sprayer, and saving that excess paint, as I said, because I do want to punch out some hearts with it later on. This one's a Vibes and it's called Princess, and it really, when you see me spray, it's a really pretty princess purple. Look at that, really lilac tones and just gorgeous. Lots of shimmer in this one, of course, being a Vibes. Very, very pretty. And the next colour, I believe, is a colourings. Yes, it is. And it's called Heidi Ho Blue. Again, lots of sediment in the bottom. And with colourings, they're not shimmered. So the sediment in the bottom is actually your paint, like your pigment. So it's really important, even with the colourings, that you really do roll them for a good minute just to get that colour all the way through and make sure you've got even colour. And oh, just look at that, isn't that pretty? Sorry, I get excited with blues and purples, they're gorgeous. And back again with the Snow Way Man, because you've got to end where you begin, or something like that anyway. Bringing my design all together was the whole point though, coming back to where I began. So lots of very pretty colour. I've dried it in between the takes here, and you can see I've saved all those excess bits of colour, so they're for later on. Just gluing down that file now, and you'll see I've opted for a white background, and that's because I'm trying to mimic my photo, which has that lovely blue highlight and then that striking white background, and the same again with my design, so keeping everything sort of unified. And you'll spy that I'm using the Heartbreaker kits from Citrus Twist Kits for September, and lots of Maggie Holmes Flourish collection and Pink Fresh in this one this month, so lots of those pretty blues and a little bit of the lilac purple as well. So really, really pretty from my page, just worked beautifully. So yeah, a little hint of pink and then coming in with some embellishments, and I like the idea of running embellishments along the heart track there, so I start to fill up those tracks in a minute as well. Of course they're not tracks, they're all like different size hearts, but there you go, you can see what I'm meaning now. And I do like the look of that piece of heart ephemera that says This Moment in the centre there. That pop of pink against the blue and purple really, it just cuts through it all, doesn't it? And I feel like it anchors you back to my photo, so I'm going to keep that embellishment just because it draws you back in to the real purpose of my layout, which is of course my darling girl. So just starting to pop things together now, and I don't really know where I'll go, but I know that's just the process, isn't it? Sometimes just playing around with shape and colour and line and form, and yeah. Here come the Pink Fresh Simple and Sweet Puffy stickers. I loved that beautiful. It was just, you know, an obvious descriptor and in the, you know, perfect colour scheme. So played around with that for a little bit. And there might be another sticker. There we go. And here is Vibes Princess, because, you know, I start putting things down and then I have this great idea that I should have painted a little more. And that was fine. I sort of, in the back of my mind, knew I would do something like this because it's not unusual for me to paint after I've already done things. And I decided to only paint the left-hand side of my heart here. And that's really because I feel like the right-hand side has all those different sized hearts and it's going to be filled with lots of embellishments. So to create balance, even though it's not symmetrical, I'm just adding that extra layer of colour on my Snow Way Man side. So lots of vibes in the Sweetheart Pink, very pretty. And just painting a little more, adding that extra depth of colour. I tried to let it dry. I mean, it wasn't dry, but, you know, not be runny before I added that next layer so that it wouldn't run into my cut file or photographs. So things you have to think of when you decide to paint last minute. And on with a few droplets of colour. I'd say splatters, but it's quite clear I'm not splashing at all. But again, just because I didn't want to make too much mess, because I'd already stuck things down. And I like how that looks, but I feel like it's gone a little too pink now. So I'm going to add a dash of purple back in as well in a moment, once I finish with that vibes. And this one is a Colorings, so again, no shimmer, but just lots of really intense colour. This one's Vivacious Violet, and it's so intense. It does look a little black when I first pop it on the page, but as I pull back here to dry it off, you'll see just how beautifully violet it really is. It's a gorgeous pop purple. Very, very pretty. There we go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can see it. And again, just another tone of purple within the design too. So yeah, just lots of gorgeous pinks, purples and blues, really. It's just pretty. And, you know, why not use a little more? So I'm going to fill in just that remainder of the heart as well. It won't be hugely visible, but it just adds that extra. Sometimes the little finishing touch things really do make the difference. So very pretty. And just dabbing it back so that it doesn't run into my photograph. A few more dots of purple now. Vivacious Violet is, it is vivacious. That's probably the best descriptor for it. Very, very bright. And here's that leftover excess colour, and I'm just going to punch out some hearts with it now. And I think I cut the footage here because I think how boring to watch, but you can see I've got quite a few of those little hearts on the page, and I'll add some more later as well. On with my title, Beautiful. And here we go, more of those lovely punched out hearts from our excess colour from earlier. So not wasting anything. And I'll save the scraps as well because I will use them again after as well on other things. Lots of tiny heart stickers now. And these were also from the Flourish collection. And I just, obviously I'm just picking out colours from the scheme that we're using today, but very, very sweet and pretty. I decide I'm going to run the ones on the left-hand side in a vertical order and quite orderly. And the ones, of course, on the right-hand side are going to follow those tracks again. So lots of sort of left and right, different things happening, and yet creating a good balance between the two as well. Very cool. Very pretty. And in that same sticker pack, there were also some clear stickers, sentiment ones. And I just love this one because on the chipboard next to it, it says stay magical. So it'll now say stay magical always. And that's something I really hope she does do, because she really is an amazing young lady. And this one says adore. And I think I've got another one. Yeah, dream big. So just all those lovely messages that we love to send to our beautiful daughters and children. Really lovely. And you can see it really is just a beautiful page that, you know, puts the photo as the hero, which is, you know, for me, what scrapbooking's all about. It's about that photo that says 1,000 words and tells a story without you even needing to see anything at all. So really beautiful. And of course, I do like to add private journaling to the back of my layout. So there is a letter to my daughter about this particular moment as well. So beautiful. Just coming in with some last stickers. As I said, I like to run these ones in a vertical fashion, and the ones on the right hand side just following around that heart. So just a few more up and down ones here. On they go. Oh, and around the hearts a little more. Very, very pretty. And last finishing touches, I've got a few more puffy stickers that I decide to use as well. And these might have even been from July. I think they're August, but they could have been July in the exclusives from the Pocket Life kit from Citrus Twist as well. Popping them on, and lots of close-ups coming now. So I hope you've enjoyed watching today. It wasn't a hard layout, but it was beautiful, and I hope I've inspired you to get your paints out and have a play. Remember, if you pop my name in the comments section of your Shimmers Paints order, you'll receive a free paint, but not valid with any other discounts, of course. If you have any questions about my process today, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments section below and I'll get back to you. And thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Happy arty days. Bye.